Hello everyone and welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic. This is definitely not a dub. Let's get into the video.
Alright, continue.
Alright, so after, like the roof retracted, the foreskin fell off, the giraffe necked, that's when things got, let's just say, weird. Alright, so you, seeing that I gave the signal of starting to shit on the floor, turned to me and said, "I have a confession." Now, I assumed you were going to tell me that you loved me secretly,
Right.
but you actually said, "I'm not wearing a giraffe costume. I am a giraffe."
Interesting.
And now I'm suddenly remembering that you had said that and I didn't believe you.
Right. I don't know, that seems like something I would say.
And then I was like, ha 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 ha, you're so funny. Giraffe wasn't laughing. I blinked at Giraffe. Giraffe blinked at me, I think, but he was too tall, I couldn't see it.
Honestly, it's actually really fucked up that he let you believe that he was me for that long. That could have sabotaged the mission.
Probably. It's funny that you say that because right after
White?
he tried to tell me that he was actually a giraffe, like a ton of alarms all over the Super Bowl arena started blaring out of nowhere. And I feel like that was his fault and definitely not mine because I am a genius hacker and he is just a giraffe.
Yeah, it cuts to a shot of you just slamming your forehead into a keyboard.
Yeah, so I was back at the security terminals slamming my head into the keyboard, and Giraffe is just being a giraffe, like eating fucking plant or something.
Yeah. Honestly, any words that he was able to speak is actually kind of impressive.
So anyways, you kicked down like a steel reinforced vault door that was...
Sorry, are you confused again?
Oh yeah, I mean Giraffe, not you.
I understand why you are the way you are.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, did I say that out loud?
No, that was probably Giraffe.
I've been a giraffe the whole time. I mean, what?
Oh my god, he's back. So
I thought you
Giraffe,
retired.
like,
Anyway, sorry.
kicked down a vault door that was just out in the open. I don't know who the designer was for that like placement, but like a big vault door out in the middle of a Super Bowl arena, probably not the best idea.
Probably not.
Yeah. So with the strength of your giraffe legs, and not his, you kicked it down and revealed mountains of gold, right? Mountains of gold bars. Stacks of $100 bills, which would have been useless to Nazi Germany, so I don't know why they were storing that. A, in America, B, at the Super Bowl arena, C, in general.
I think that's what they were gonna pay Tom Brady if they won.
Oh, probably. So you didn't just get to have Tom Brady, you still had to pay him?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, that's Tom Brady for you.
And then there was like this glowing orb in the back that was labeled "Do not steal, will destroy universe," or at least I think that's what it said. It was written in German, so I just presume that's what it said.
Right.
So naturally
Why else would they label a glowing orb?
I thought you were like keeping it safe inside your body, but I am now realizing that Giraffe just ate the orb.
Okay, well.
So now we're back outside with the alarms blaring, and we're now trying to escape with the intergalactic orb of doom and despair and doom. Right? Yeah. We got Giraffe the giraffe at my side, and half the nation's economy is now in my suit in Giraffe's colon. We got the FBI, the CIA, and a mysterious squad of Nazi ninjas. And the only reason I knew that was because they all had funny mustaches. I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of covering your face, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
They were in hot pursuit of us. I was riding you, which I thought was a friendly gesture, but you'll never let me ride you, and I'm disappointed.
Oh, okay. Strange veto. Okay. Detour, I was trying to say. Strange detour in the story to shame me for not fucking you, I guess.
But Giraffe had one last trick up his colon, and he's he whistled, and out of the shadows, I don't know how he whistled. Did you know giraffes could whistle?
No. I don't know anything about giraffes. It was actually kind of a poor choice for me to pick that as my costume, to be honest. I would have stuck out like a giraffe at a Super Bowl.
Well, at least Naraf could whistle.
Okay, cool.
So Naraf whistled, and out of the shadows, made by all the Natsinjas, came out hundreds of giraffes. I'm talking hundreds of giraffes, just covered the street in giraffes.
Right, okay.
They all had like jetpacks on, they had like armor. It was crazy. And then Naraf looked over at me, which consisted of him turning his neck around and then just looking down at his back and said, "It's time." Which is the only time I've ever heard Naraf speak, but it was exactly in your voice, which then cemented the fact that I thought you were Naraf.
How did he tell you originally that he was a giraffe if he didn't speak? Did you just like fantasize him saying that?
Like I touched one of his knees because it looked like it was growing a bit, and then it like kind of phased it into my mind in your voice that like I'm actually a giraffe.
Got it.
Because he was still eating one of the plastic plants that was hanging from a pot, so he didn't have time to verbally tell me.
That makes sense.
Right. So
Well,
so Naraf got on one of the other giraffes. And then that giraffe got on another giraffe to the point where like maybe 200 giraffes were on top of each other and I was on top of all of them. By that point, I was so high up in the atmosphere that I started not being able to breathe very well. I passed out, fell off Naraf, but they didn't want me to just slam into the ground and get arrested by the Natsinjas. So instead, they all kind of made a domino whip effect where they flung me over the now opened roof of the Super Bowl game, and I landed down on the field on top of one of the refs so hard that his clothes exploded onto me to the point where when I got woken up by the impact, of course, and then when I stood up, it looked like I was the ref now.
but as a furry.
Yeah,
Okay.
but as a triceratops.
Right. A scaly.
Yeah, so I quickly learned all the rules of football there and then. At the first ever Super Bowl game, I became the most beloved referee ever to serve in the NFL. And I'm not talking about the National Football League, I'm talking about the Nazi Football League.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been talking about the whole time, in case people were confused.
Yeah. Common misconception, but
The NFL kind of jacked.
We got Tom Brady. we got Tom Brady, they got the name. Our people refused to call it that for reasons. You know how it is. So, I refed through the entire rest of the Super Bowl game. America won, we got Tom Brady. Nazi Germany lost, they got to name the league. And then, as I said, no American has ever called it the correct name ever since then. They got angry, threatening World War III, blah 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 blah. So, fast forward.
Fascist
Fast
forward.
forward. Yeah. I'm in Nazi Germany refereeing a different football game for the NFL, and who shows up at the game? Adolf Hitler himself.
Seems like the proper
Okay.
place for him to be, considering the league's name. Weren't you expecting him to be there? Wasn't that the whole point of what you were?
Yeah. I expected him to be at that game.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. So, he sat down in his like Führer box. Actually, it's the Nazi Führerball League, but now that they don't have one of those anymore, it's yikes. So he's sitting down in his box. I look back at it, and I
As a wise
I said,
prophet
I never
would
do this
say.
before, but I'm good at it. And luckily he didn't hear me say that because he might have figured out I wasn't actually German. So at halftime, when the band comes out, I went over to his box to say hello.
I just want to do like a quick PSA to say that, like, obviously I can't. I'm not gonna do a bunch of. I'm not gonna like Google a bunch of pictures of like Adolf Hitler to edit this part. So like I have to come up with a different alternative. So instead of it being Hitler, it's gonna be. Let's think of someone off the top of my head. It's gonna be Elon Musk and a mustache. All right, sick.
And he was like, oh, Guten Tag, which was weird because it was the middle of the night, and I roared back at him because I was clearly a German Triceratops. And then I proceeded to take off my right horn, and it actually had a giant sword underneath it that was conveniently made of diamonds and not metal so that it could get past the metal detectors. And I stabbed Hitler through the chest with it, at which point I had to take off my Triceratops head because I couldn't dislodge it from his torso. And then, so everyone's looking at me now. I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to get
You're like,
killed
oh
by
my
all
god, I'm
these...
so sorry. I'm so embarrassed.
Oopsies. That was an accident, I can assure you. So everyone's looking at me like, oh my god, you just killed our beloved. I'm like, no, that was a Triceratops. I'm just a dude in a Triceratops suit. At which point I also...
sombrero with a mustache.
Funny how you would say bring up a sombrero at a time like this, because right at that point I saw an individual with a pink sombrero on his penis.
Oh my god.
Now I don't know how he got in. I thought that is the perfect, that's my ticket out. So I ripped off my what once was the original referee's clothes, and I sprinted up the stairs towards this pink sombrero wearing individual, and I pushed him out of the way. He slammed into the wall, he sneezed as a reaction to that, turning the sombrero green. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. So I had to run into the bathroom and I dunked it in the toilet to get its snot off because I don't know where that shit's been. But that toilet was filled with what I think was a mixture of like poop and sand. For some reason Nazi Germany hadn't figured out normal water-based toilets yet. So this is kind of a sand pit that you sit on and then poop into. Kind of like a litter box, if you will. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Litter box toilets, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So I took it out. The sombrero was like brown now. Like, yeah, they won't think I'm anybody. So I took off my... Can you fuck off? I'm in the middle of a very important story here. I took off my Triceratops costume, threw it up into the next stall, and then put the sombrero on. And now I'm butt naked in a sombrero, and I'm like, yeah, no one's gonna know it's me. So I walk out, I chill by the drinking fountain, while all the guards and people are looking for Triceratops man. And then the guy who the Triceratops bottom half of the suit landed on came walking out of the bathroom. The problem is that only his feet were coming out of the neck, so he can't see anything. He gets tackled, and then I proceed to watch his public execution on the football field while having a very questionably made German popcorn, and then I proceed to swim home for the next, 4 months.
Right. So I've got some notes
Right,
sort of grading your performance.
for sure.
You
said a lot just then, so I'm gonna try to break it down point by point.
Absolutely.
You not only did you abandon your partner in Super Bowl
one
and leave him there as sort of an accomplice amongst other various giraffes. Giraffe. You then proceeded to get a man killed outside of Hitler, an innocent man. And I don't think that that is okay. I really started that like I had a lot of notes. Those were the main two.
Those 2 notes.
Yeah, those were the main ones.
You see, Giraffe was okay with me killing anyone as long as Hitler was also killed.
See, I understand that Giraffe might be okay with it, but Giraffe, at the end of the day, wasn't one of the agents, so you're sort of going off book a little bit, and I don't think that's okay. I think that if Mr. Big Time, if the man upstairs found out about this, I'm assuming you lied in your in your debrief. I don't know why. I just assume you did. It's the only thing that really helps my argument here. If you did, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave my sentence there.
Well, I mean, I guess all things considered, I did lie in my debrief because I said you were there.
Boom! I win.
Didn't mention Giraffe being a giraffe.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some phone calls.
To who?
When I find out you're in trouble.
If you're having urine trouble,
I feel bad for you, son.
like, is there too much urine? Too little urine? What are we talking?
I yearn for the mines.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
the main issue.
understandable. So if you, let's just say hypothetically, you're in the mines, right?
Sure.
Right. Like Jersey Shore or normal shore?
How dare you ask me that?
Did you know I was actually auditioning for that?
Oh yeah,
At
why
one point?
didn't you get the part?
I wasn't old enough.
Holy fuck, this is a
18.
minute episode. Keep on Geek'n On.
No,
I got so caught up in your story.